The Weed of the Week is sponsored by the Enlist Weed Control System from Dow AgroSciences, a new herbicide and trait system that will build on glyphosate.
Farming isn't just in the land, it's in you. Take control of weeds like never before. Enlist builds on the Roundup Ready system, combining proven control of a new 2,4-D and glyphosate in Enlist Duo herbicide. Protect what matters without changing the way you farm. Talk to your seed or crop protection supplier today.
Our weed of the week is yellow toadflax.
Okay, so this is probably that weed of the week that you're getting cocky because you thought, man, I've identified the last 10 of them, and now all of a sudden we throw you a curveball. Yeah, yellow toadflax is a perennial weed that can reproduce both by seed and by rhizomes. It's often mistaken for mare's tail, at least early in the season. It grows an erect stem, and you're gonna see leaves that connect directly to the stem, no petioles.
Yeah, it just doesn't get real tall. 1 to 2 feet tall is about it. If you're looking for control options, it is kind of tough because it is a perennial. So when we talk about corn, for example, what are you gonna do pre-emerge? There just aren't a lot of good options. I'd say your best bet is try to burn it down with something like Verdict. You can throw a high rate of Roundup in real early, post-emerge. I'd say Status plus a little bit of atrazine is your best bet. Now, Roundup does have decent control if you're going with the highest labeled rate, but I'd much rather see that in the burn down rather than post-emerge because we can't use nearly as much post-emerge in corn as we can pre.
Well, where do we see this weed normally?
Well, yeah, usually it's not even in corn or soybean fields. It's in ditches, shelter belts, things like that, non-crop areas. And when we're talking about that, amine or ester is pretty decent. If you don't have trees there, then Tordon is absolutely the best. So if it was just out in my pasture, I would use Tordon, no question about it. Use a good strong rate of Tordon and you will wipe that thing out permanently. Turning back to the crops, if I had soybeans, then I'd make sure I had some metribuzin in my pre, so the normal 3 pre strategy we always talk about, that would be great. Then follow post-emerge with Roundup. That's really about all there is for control. In wheat, I'd say sharpen pre, follow post-emerge with Husky. Nothing there is going to be perfect post, so do your very best to get it burned down pre.
All right, we had a little fun with you today and threw you a curveball with our weed of the week, yellow toadflax. Stay tuned, the Iron Talk is coming up next.